Hey guys, it's Yellow Brick Bullion, and I just got some new books. Hello, random dog. I just got some new books that I ordered. The Tuttle Twin Adventures. This is the creature from Jekyll Island. I have not read it yet, but I thought, you know what would be fun is if I read it to you. So it's story time with Yellow Brick Bullion, the creature from Jekyll Island. If you are a precious metals collector, you probably know this story, but let's find out if this is a good book for kids. Alright, suit up, kids. It's time to get some liquid gold from the beehives, Mr. Tuttle told Ethan and Emily. One of Mr. Tuttle's favorite hobbies was beekeeping. He and the twins had a deal where he would take care of the bees and the twins would take care of the honey. That sounds like a pretty good deal. It had been a productive summer, and their bees had worked very hard collecting nectar from all the flowers and vegetable gardens in the neighborhood, and they turned it all into honey. Mr. Tuttle opened the first hive and blew some of the smoke inside to make sure the bees stayed calm. No reason to panic, bees. Ethan and Emily helped remove the frames full of honey and carry them to the garage, where they used an extractor to spin them for a while until all the honey had come out and dripped down through the filter and into the jars. Emily couldn't resist sticking her finger into the golden waterfall coming out of the extractor. "This tastes amazing, Dad," she said, as Mr. Tuttle smiled. Even though they were planning to sell the honey, the Tuttle family made sure to keep several jars for themselves. By the time they had finished, Grandma and Grandpa Tuttle had arrived. They had come to town for the annual county fair and farmers market. It was everyone's favorite day of summer. Emily looked forward to riding the roller coaster, and Ethan was excited to eat some cotton candy. They were both excited to sell their jars of honey at the farmers market. Later that day, Grandma and Grandpa Tuttle surprised the twins with a trip to the movies. Ethan had been begging to see the latest superhero movie at the new theater that showed movies in 3D and had seats that made the movie feel more real. At the theater, Grandpa Tuttle was amazed at the price of tickets. "You know, I paid 50 cents for a movie ticket when I was your age, and now it costs over 20 times that much," he said. Wow, that would be amazing. "Can we get some popcorn?" asked Ethan. "And something to drink," said Emily. "You betcha," Grandma Tuttle replied. The cash register rang up $10. "My heavens, why does everything have to be so expensive these days?" she asked Grandpa Tuttle. Well, that's a good question right there. "The night out cost a little more than we had planned," Grandma whispered to Grandpa as they all settled into their seats. "You know, it's because of that wretched creature from Jekyll Island. That's why," Grandpa complained a little too loudly. The twins overheard Grandpa, and Emily was about to ask what he meant when Ethan suddenly let out a loud shout. His popcorn launched into the air, spilling on Emily's lap. Emily looked up to see what had startled Ethan. Her seat began to move, and she let out a scream of her own. A really mean-looking octopus had suddenly filled the movie screen, and its 3D tentacles seemed to reach out towards the twins. It was only a preview for another movie, and soon their own movie began, but Ethan and Emily couldn't forget how startled they were. The creature from Jekyll Island. "Mom, that movie was awesome," Ethan said as she tucked him into bed that night. She kissed him on the forehead and then left to tuck in Emily. But Ethan couldn't sleep. He was restless, still seeing that scary octopus and thinking about what Grandpa Tuttle said about the creature from Jekyll Island. Ethan could tell his grandpa was upset about something, and so he crept downstairs to better hear what they were saying. "I don't know how I'm expected to make this work," said Grandpa. "My income isn't going up, but the cost of living certainly is. I've worked hard my whole life, and now my savings is being stolen." Ethan saw his dad shake his head. "The creature from Jekyll Island strikes again. Life would be better if you didn't exist," Mr. Tuttle said. There it was again. That was the second time Ethan had heard about the creature in just one day. But what was it? Why was a creature taking Grandpa's money? "Wake up, Emily," whispered Ethan into his sister's ear as he shook her. What is it?" Emily stuttered as she came out of a deep sleep. "What's wrong?" "Remember how Grandpa complained about a creature from Jekyll Island when we were at the movies? Well, Dad knows about it too. They were just talking about it. What do you think it is?" "Well, what have they said?" "Well, Grandpa said the creature is the reason why things cost more now than they used to. And just now he was talking about his savings being stolen. What kind of a creature steals money